Got the bike loaded up. Do a quick overnight camp. Hello my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering Adventures. Well, today I'm going to take the Super Tenere out to the desert, and I'm going to meet a friend out there and camp overnight, ride some of his dirt bikes, and maybe I'll take the Tenere around out in the desert a little bit and head home. Just a quick overnight, but I haven't been on the bike camping in a long time, so let's hit the road. Get out of here, the sun's going down.
Well, we're on the highway finally, and just 100 miles to go, and we'll be out in the desert. So we got to get out of this city traffic and out to the East County and out of San Diego County. But it's nighttime, so there ain't a whole lot to see. We'll see you when we get to camp.
Well, morning y'all. We made it out here. It was a little bit too dark to get any filming in last night, and then plus with all the beer drinking and fire pit sitting, you know. But let me give you a show of what I got out here. My trusty steed made it out here no problem. Got some water, my favorite coffee cup, which I still got some ice in there, so I'll finish that up and then I'll make some coffee here real quick. My tent. Disregard the luxury accommodations here. My folding chair, I love that thing. And all the comforts of home. My sleeping bag and my air mattress, lantern, all my goodies. So we're all set up. I'll probably cruise around a little bit on the bike. I mean, I don't know, we're a couple hundred yards off the road. Got rolled in last night, it was dark, and this thing rode just fine. But my buddy brought out plenty of bikes, so we get a little bit of riding in. It's just nice to get out and camp off the bike again. I've done that in quite a while. So I'll get some coffee going here. Nice and hot. What? Only half the caffeine. That means I gotta have 2 cups. But coffee's brewing. Or Swiss Miss.
Last night and partied, and everyone gets started a little bit slower than I like to. So while I was up making my coffee, cleaning up my tent area, no one still got up. So I just pull the bike out of the pile there and head down for a ride, because it's going to be a warm one today. It's supposed to get up to 90, so I figured it's time to get out and ride while the riding's good. And yeah, the sun's coming up nice over my back here, and it's a little bit on the warm side, but not too bad right now. You get moving and it's pretty good, but you slow down and stop, and you can definitely feel the heat coming on. There's some good trails around here, so we're going to get out and enjoy them while we can. I'm not staying all day. I'm on the KTM 200 right now. This is a nice bike. Just got to be careful, watch out for side-by-sides flying through this area. Especially since I'm crossing a bunch of trails. Well, it must not be a very windy day out here. I'm leaning back as far as I can. Hopefully you can see the scope of this thing here. Lots of these wind towers out here in the desert. And usually they're moving. As today it's really calm. I'd really love to get a tour of one of these things at some point. That'd be really neat. Get in there, climb all the way to the top. I don't know how big they are, but There's the KTM. It's a early 2000s KTM 200EXC, so it's got a 6-speed wide ratio transmission. Super light. Has the kickstand and the lighting capabilities as well. It's a really nice little bike. And it looks like the suspension's leaking again. Front forks, they have been a bane of our existence. On my buddy's bike, I've worked on it quite a bit. I think I've rebuilt them forks maybe twice already. Looks like they need it again. And we got a fuel leak. And now for something completely different here. We're on the Suzuki DRZ250. I got this bike in a bundle. I bought 2 motorcycles, and then this one came all completely taken apart. I wasn't really sure what to do with it, but after I got the 2 bikes that I bought going and set up the way I wanted them, then I pulled all the parts out and I put this bike together. It was missing just like 2 or 3 things. I can't remember. I think an airbox boot was one of them, and just a few other things. I got it together and it runs pretty good. We took it out here to the desert for a couple years and abused the heck out of it. You know, rolling through stuff like this. It's not the best bike for hitting whoops because it's kind of just a trail bike. But it's decent, and a nice fun little motor. It has electric start, 6-speed transmission, so headlight and tail light. You ride it at night if you'd like. It's a good working little bike. But after tearing it up for a while, I passed it on to my buddy for his son, and it turned out to be the best thing. His son rode this thing amazing. Son's kind of a timid rider, not really aggressive, and this bike is great for that. You know, you can just putt around out here in the desert, but it'll go up almost anything until you get into like deep sand. And like I said, not amazing for hauling on these whoops, but it does okay. It's hard to stall this thing, so that's what makes it good. There you go, Plaster City West. Where we're camping is kind of Plaster City East. There's the Suzuki DRZ250. You might ask why it's called Plaster City. Well, just down over here, maybe you can just see it, there is a plaster plant. They make drywall, and that thing runs non-stop. We might ride over there, I'll show it to you. And here's some giant transmission lines for the power grid. And if you're a first timer out here in the desert, you want to take note of things like this because it's pretty easy to get turned around. So these things aren't going to move. They cross the highway right here. So if you get turned around, worst case scenario, you just go to the biggest thing you can see out here and then follow it to the road, and then at least you'll have a navigational waypoint. So between that and the wind towers out there in the distance, and then right down there, that's called Signal Mountain. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's Signal Mountain. That's in Mexico. You can pretty much triangulate your location. All right, right up here is the plaster plant, and they have a train that runs here. There's a track, probably about a mile, maybe even not that far away, and the track runs north and south. So the train runs up north. There's a big gypsum mine up in there, and they fill the cars all up with gypsum, and they bring it back here and they make the drywall. And semi-loads full of stuff go everywhere. Last bike review of the day here. I'm on the KTM 250EXC. My favorite of his 3 bikes he's got. Because I'm just a 4-stroke guy, I'm kind of a lazy rider, so having that 4-stroke grunt, you can just kind of leave it a gear high and then just roll on. And these KTM RFS engines are very tractable, so they just do what they want, do what you want to do. And pretty stable chassis. Some people don't like the suspension linkageless, but I'm not a good enough rider to really tell the difference. He's had a little bit of work done on the front suspension on this bike, and it does really well through these whoops. But she rips. Yeah, it's a nice bike. Really handles well. I've always liked those KTM RFS engines, which were made, I don't know, what, 02 or so, up to about 09. Maybe I had those years wrong, but they seem like they're pretty reliable, and lots of people enjoy them. Look at the area here. It's beautiful. We're rolling up on Painted Gorge, which is just up over this hill. So I'm going to play around here a little bit, enjoy myself, and take it on back because I'm riding by myself. And if I look around, I don't see anybody else. So got to be a little bit careful. Just think a little bit, that's all. All right, I'm packed up and heading out of here, so we'll do a little quick lap around here on the big bike just to be that guy. I don't know, some people think these big bikes are dirt bikes, but they're not. You can ride in this stuff, but obviously the other bikes I was riding today are a much better choice. And there we go. Road closed, not to me though. The bridge is out. Easy day. Well, there you go. A quick 100-mile ride and we're back home safely in the garage. Yeah, you know, just a nice quick run out to the desert, camp a little bit, and enjoy riding my buddies' dirt bikes rather than riding mine. So hey, I ain't got to do the maintenance, but you know what, I do, because I usually work on the bikes for him. So hey, it all comes around and goes around. All right, if you're liking my content, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and if you're not already a subscriber, please consider doing so. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.